Hello there and welcome back to another gluten-free and yeast-free baking video. How are we doing today? Today I'm going to be making gluten-free Tanya Burr milk chocolate chip cookies. I love this recipe and am actually obsessed with it along with my dad. He loves it as well, and that's why I'm making so many versions, different flavours of it. I also think that it is brilliant that this recipe only took once to get right. So many recipes take a long time to get right, but this only took once, which is a huge benefit to me. These cookies taste absolutely amazing and I cannot wait for you guys to try it at home. So, just a quick disclaimer for this video in case you hear background noise during the video. I live really close to a train line, as I think there's about to be one coming, and the birds and crows outside are having a massive argument about something. I don't know what, I'll have to talk to them after this, but anyway, to continue with this video, you will be needing the following equipment: spray oil, measuring spoons, scales, some baking paper, a large mixing bowl, 2 tablespoons, a teaspoon, a wooden spoon or an electric hand whisk, some cookie sheets, 2 cookie sheets or 2 baking trays, whatever you have access to, spatula and a cooling rack. You will also be needing the following ingredients: 100 grams of butter softened at room temperature. I like to use lactofree butter. 75 grams of granulated sugar, 75 grams of light brown Muscovado sugar, half an egg beaten. I will show you how to do this in just a second. 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, 175 grams of gluten-free self-raising flour, and 100 grams of milk chocolate chips. Let's go! So the first thing we're going to do is half our egg. So you need to put the new bowl on, turn our scales on to grams or whatever measurement you want to use. As long as you can half it, it doesn't matter. So mine's now on 0. So we're going to place all of our egg into this new bowl to get the full measurement of it. Okay, so mine equals 49. That's not helpful. So we're going to pretend it's 50 because that's easier to half. It doesn't matter if you get a little bit more or a little bit less in there. As long as it's roughly half, even, whatever, it doesn't matter. So now we're going to take this out, put our old bowl back into our scales and set it to 0. Which it is, funny enough. So we are going to, half of 50 is 25, so we're going to place 25 grams in our new bowl. And these are new scales, by the way, so I'm not very accustomed to them yet, so bear with me. Right, 25, yay! Right, so we're going to leave it here. So now that I've managed to half my eggs, well, as much as I can because they were an odd number, I'm now going to move on to preparing the rest of this recipe. So, first things first, measure out all of your ingredients so that they're completely ready for you to use, and then preheat your oven to 200 degrees C on a conventional oven, 180 degrees C on a fan oven, or gas mark 6. After turning on your oven, grab your cookie sheets or your baking trays, your baking paper and your spray oil. So now that we've got our spray oil, our baking paper and our cookie sheets or baking trays, if that's what you're using, we are going to basically just prepare our tin. All we're going to do is give the cookie sheets or baking tray, as I keep saying, a quick spritz of oil to make it easier for the baking paper to stick down. Tear off some baking paper to size. It would be easier if you use scissors, but I don't know where mine are, so I'm going to have to do without. And that's 1. And now, because I've got a bigger work surface, I can do the other one with you as well. So, move this one over. There we go. Oh, I was going to take the cap off again. I don't know what I'm doing today, honestly. Okay, tear a bit off. And stick it on. Now that this is done, place these off to one side until you're ready to bake. So now that we've done all that prep work, we are going to begin actually making our cookies. So for this you will need your butter and your sugars. So we are going to place all of our softened butter into our mixing bowl. Love it when it's like that. So much easier to get out. And now we're going to sprinkle on our granulated sugar and our light brown Muscovado sugar. Well, not sprinkle, because that's turned to like moon sand. Oh, so we're going to scrape these down. Just to make sure they all go in there. And now we're going to mix until well combined. Now that this is done, grab your egg. Now that we've got our half an egg, we are simply just going to put it all in there in one big go. And now we're going to mix until well combined again. Now grab your vanilla extract. Now that we've got our vanilla extract, we're going to do the exact same thing as we did with the egg and just place it in one big go, scraping it down to make sure it all goes in there as per usual. Now that all of our vanilla extract is in there, we're again going to mix it until well combined. Now grab your gluten-free self-raising flour. Now that we've got our flour, we are going to, mixing all the time, add a little bit of our flour to our mixture until it is well combined. Okay. Now before we add the milk chocolate chips, we are just going to scrape down our flour bar one more time to make sure it's all in there. And now scraping down our mixing bowl. And now we're just going to give this mix one final mix with our electric hand whisk one final time for good luck. Now that this is done, grab your milk chocolate chips. And now that we've got our milk chocolate chips, we're going to tip them in one big go. And then just stir them in with our spatula until they are well distributed between the mix. You can do this with an electric hand whisk. I just haven't done very much with a spatula recently. So I thought, why not? Now that this is all well mixed together, we are going to grab our cookie sheets or baking trays that we prepared earlier and our tablespoons. So now that we've got our cookie sheets and our tablespoons along with our mixture and our spatula, which we have kept from earlier, we are going to... This should make about 5 cookies, but if you want smaller you can make 6, but they do spread quite a lot, hence me telling you to get 2 cookie sheets or baking trays. So to try and make it even, I'm just going to add grab a tablespoon of the mixture, a massively heaped tablespoon might I add, place that on, and there we go. You want to put them quite far apart, but not close enough to the edge of the baking paper that they'll sort of go over the edge of it, because that will make it a really hard job to get them out of. So that's my first 3 cookies. So I'm going to move them over here, as since I've got a bigger bench workspace now, I can do both. So I'm just going to scrape down the sides of the mixing bowl so that I get all of the mixture and leave as little to the washing up as I can, because what's the point in making it if I'm not going to cook it and then eat it, which is more to the point. Place that down there. I think I'm going to make about 6 out of this. So 1, yeah, I'm going to make 6. 2, oh, choose the spatula. These are quite big cookies, okay, so, you know, just be prepared for that. 3. Now, I've actually got extra mixture than I thought I would, so any that are lacking in size, or if you've got room, make an extra cookie, just add a little bit more mixture to them. This one, and add a little bit more to the rest of them. Okay, you can shape them rounded and flatten the top, although you don't really have to. I just like doing it for the pleasure of, you know, playing with my food, because I don't often get to do that. Round. This one is going to be a big old cookie. So now that our cookies are ready to go into the oven, we are going to place them into the oven for 11 minutes exactly. And then after that time, we are going to take them out of the oven and leave them to cool on our trays for 10 minutes. And then after that time, we are going to take them off of our cookie sheets or baking trays, leave them onto the cooling rack for a further 50 minutes, and then they will be ready to eat. See you then. And that is it. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Don't forget to check out all the links in the description, as I love them all and wouldn't put them there if I didn't, including the recipe for these lovely cookies and my shop where you'll be able to buy all of the flour and equipment you will need for this recipe. If you do make these at home, don't forget to tag me on Instagram and use the hashtag bakingwithvickiie, which I will put above me. Let me know in the comments of anything you'd like to see me make gluten or yeast free, as I do both. And finally, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe if you want to see more. I will see you next time. Bye!